by Reese Palmer, bringing to the forefront the Black, Indigenous,
and Latinx creators of country music
who for too long have lived outside the spotlight. Get to know these artists intimately, candidly,
and unapologetic.
Color Me Country Radio,
On Apple Music Country,
where it sounds like home.
Y'all, welcome to a very special Color Me Country. I feel like this is like a very special episode of Family Ties. Something Alex is on drugs. No, so, hi, welcome to Color Me Country. And today, we're going to be celebrating an artist that I feel should be mentioned in the same sentences as Woody Guthrie, Bob Dylan, Bruce Springsteen, and some of America's and music's greatest storytellers and songwriters. Who am I talking about? I am talking about Tracy Chapman. Now, you may be asking at home, why are we talking about Tracy Chapman? This is a country music show. Well, friend, first of all, stay out of my business. Second of all, the reason we're doing this today is because Tracy Chapman just became the first Black woman to ever write on her own a #1 country song. And that's thanks to the cover of Fast Car that Luke Combs released several weeks ago that just hit #1. And so I felt like it was really important to take a moment and think about the person behind the song. And to look at her body of work as a whole, and to look at her as an artist and as a songwriter, and why she is so special, why is she so important, and why this song is so great. And so for the next hour, we're just going to be spending time with some of my favorite songs, and actually some of the songs that you contributed to me in social media, some of your favorite songs and why they're your favorite songs. And we're going to talk about Tracy and her life and why she matters and why she's important and why we need to give her her flowers. And so I want to start because there is a debate about, what does it mean that a white male artist had to sing a Black woman's song in order for it to become #1? Because Fast Car came out in 1988, and that was a long time ago. And why did it take him to bring it to #1? And what are the cultural and political ramifications of something like that? And I don't know all the answers, but I do know that I love anything that brings to the forefront a voice that really didn't need another vehicle to be special or to be amazing. But you know what? Thank God that Luke Combs did it, because now we get to talk about her.
I wanted to get to anywhere. Maybe we make a deal. Maybe together we can get somewhere. Any place is better. Starting from zero, got nothing to lose. Maybe we'll make something. Me, myself, I got nothing to prove. You got a fast car. I got a plan to get us out of here. Been working at the convenience store. Managed to save just a little bit of money. Won't have to drive too far. Just cross the border and into the city. You and I can both get jobs. Finally see what it means to be living. See, my old man's got a problem. Yeah, with the bottle, that's the way it is. He says, body's too old for working. His body's too young to look like his. My mama went on themselves, still ain't got a job. Now work in the market as a checkout girl. I know things will get better. You'll find work and I'll get promoted and we'll move out of the shelter. Buy a bigger house and live in the suburbs. So remember when we were driving in your car, speed so fast it felt like I was drunk. City lights lay out before us, and your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder.
What? Oh, that's totally cool. That's awesome. Thanks, Mom. Fast enough so you can fly away. You gotta make a decision. Leave tonight or live and die this way.
So you may be asking, what did Tracy have to say about this superlative? And her quote to the LA Times was, "I never expected to find myself on the country charts, but I am honored to be there. I'm happy for Luke and his success and grateful that new fans have found and embraced Fast Car." What a humble statement, because, like, real talk, it should have been on the country charts. It should have been number one. It was in 1988. It's a really poignant song, and to me, it embodies everything that country music is about, which is about telling stories of the common people. And what's more common than poverty, generational poverty, battling with addiction, abusive relationships? All of that is embodied in this song. And over the weekend, I was honored to be interviewed for a story about this song in the Washington Post. And the writer that I spoke to brought something to my attention that I didn't know, that this song at the time was seen as a story about queer people. And because Tracy herself is a queer woman, and I don't think I ever thought about that. But that's the mark of a great song, a well-written song, is that anybody can insert themselves into the story and find something that they relate to and that feels like their life. And it doesn't matter if you're black, white, if you're queer, straight, whatever. And that's the hallmark to me of an amazing song. Tracy Chapman? Tracy Chapman is from Cleveland, Ohio. Shout out to Cleveland, Ohio. And she started just writing poetry and songs as a child, and she was always listening to music. I can relate to this. Her mother used to sing all the time, and her sister sings. And when she was 15 years old, she received an academic scholarship to go to a prep school. And there she met a chaplain who also played guitar and noticed, her love of music, her love of playing the guitar. And so everyone in the school chipped in to get her a guitar. How wholesome is that? I love that story. I love that story. And she's the first person in her immediate family to graduate from college. And she saw her education as an opportunity to support herself and to do something that was meaningful. And originally, can you believe this? Tracy wanted to be a vet. Can you imagine if Tracy Chapman had not become a songwriter and became a vet? I mean, I'm sure it would have been like very insightful and poetic doctor's visits for your dog. And she was just like, I just want to talk to you about your dog. And, how your dog is feeling internally on the inside. Like, I'm sure that would have been, it's like, I love Dr. Chapman. So Tracy had been offered several record deals throughout her high school and college, but didn't take them because she wanted to finish her education.
Hey, Mimi.
And then she finally signed to Elektra and Asylum Records, which is a Warner Brothers subsidiary. And in 1988, the album Tracy Chapman, her debut album, came out.
Sorry, all that you can say. Years gone by and still words don't come easily. Like sorry, forgive me.
Country Radio.
If you don't know,
Now you know.
And so right here, I'm gonna tell y'all a story about Little Reese. In 1988, that's a big year in my life. That was the year that I turned 7, and shortly after my 7th birthday, my mother passed away from cancer. And so music has always been not only a passion, but it has been a vehicle for me for dealing with my emotions and dealing with, whatever was going on in my life. And I remember my father that year went to a convention and came back with a bag full of goodies. And of course, he just handed it over to me. And there were two very important presents in this bag. Actually, three. There were three. It was a Walkman headset. And for all you children that are listening to this and you're like, what's a Walkman? It's like, imagine if you could open an iPhone and stick a tape into it. That is what a Walkman was. And the other two presents were Bobby Brown's My Prerogative, but that's a show for another day, and this album, Tracy Chapman. So I remember looking at this tape and seeing that it was a black woman, and so I was like, okay, I'm interested, and I opened it up, put the tape in, and Fast Car was the first thing that I heard. And it blew my mind. And I remembered seeing the video on MTV, and it was the first time I'd ever seen a black woman play the guitar. And so already I was hooked. And so while other 7-year-olds were listening to Barbie and the Rockers and Sesame Street, I was listening to Talk About a Revolution. And I would listen to this album going to bed. And I remember being on the school bus, and the kids were like, what are you listening to? And I was like, I'm listening to Tracy Chapman with a cigarette and a beret. No, I'm just kidding. But it was pivotal for me. It was one of the things that I fell in love with as far as songwriting was concerned. It was inspiring to see a black woman play an instrument, because I had only ever seen white men play the guitar. And then I started looking at credits. That was when I first began looking at the credits to see who wrote these songs, and I realized she wrote all of these songs. So this album is very important to me. And so now we're going to listen to one of the songs from this album, and that is Behind the Wall. And the thing that's amazing about this album is that she talks about so many social issues, and one of them being domestic violence. And this song is especially striking because it's absolutely a cappella. The only thing that you hear is her voice and these words.
Last night I heard the screaming, loud voices behind the wall. Another sleepless night for me. It won't do no good to call the police. Always come late if they come at all. Last night I heard the screaming, loud voices behind the wall. Another sleepless night for me. It won't do no good to call the police. Always come late if they come at all. And when they arrive, they say they can't interfere with domestic affairs. It's been a man and his wife. And as they walk out the door, the tears well up in her eyes. Last night I heard the screaming, then a silence that chilled my soul. Afraid that I was dreaming when I saw the ambulance in the road. And the policeman said, I'm here to keep the peace. Will the crowd disperse? I think we all could use some sleep. Last night I heard the screaming, loud voices behind the wall. Another sleepless night for me. It won't do no good to call the police. Always come late if they come at all.
Y'all, this is Color Me Country, and this is a special Tracy Chapman Appreciation Edition. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy Tracy Chapman.
Wanna go where rivers are overflowing.
I'm ready to let the rivers wash over me. I'm ready to let the rivers wash over me. Run away, girl. Wanna know where I'm going? Wanna know where the rivers are all flowing. I'm ready to let the rivers wash over me. I'm ready to let the rivers wash over me. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to let the rivers wash over me. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to let the rivers wash over me. I'm ready. Wash over me. I'm ready. Wash over me. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to let the rivers wash over me. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
So with her debut album, Tracy won Best New Artist, Best Female Pop Vocal Performance, and Best Contemporary Folk Album. And yeah, I mean, all you have to do is listen to that album and you understand why. The thing that I think is really awesome about Tracy Chapman is, to me, she is one of the last Black artists that was allowed to just be. It was genreless. It didn't have a whole bunch of bells and whistles. She wasn't sexed up or zhuzhed up for the public. Like, she was allowed to just be Tracy Chapman, concentrate. And while the label completely supported her, and by the way, it was her first time in a professional recording studio to do this album. Who does that? Who does that? Tracy Chapman. While they supported her, I don't know that anybody was prepared for the amount of success that this album had. I can remember watching TV and people talking about this album on just sitcoms at the time. Like, there was a character, I don't know why I remember little bits and pieces of stuff like this, but like, I can't do math. But like, I remember watching TV and there was a character that was trying to lose her virginity on television, and people were like, and she was talking to her friend, and they were like, well, you know, what are you gonna do tonight? And she's like, well, I've already cleaned up the house, I have a bunch of candles, and I'm gonna play Tracy Chapman cassette. And I don't know why you would want to lose your virginity to Tracy Chapman, but but you know, to each his own. But I'm just saying, this album was in the zeitgeist. It was in people's imaginations, and she became a household name at that point. And unfortunately, all of the attention was very hard for her. And, you know, she couldn't go to the grocery store. She couldn't just go out and just be Tracy. And so as a result of this, she retreated a little bit from the public eye. And, you know, we never have really gotten like, you know, Tracy and the paparazzi and, you know, any drunken Tracy stories from the Sunset Strip or anything like that. Like, she just kind of just made her music and then would go back to her house, which at 40, I understand. I feel you viscerally. Make your music and go home. And so since the debut album from 1988 to 2008, she has released 8 albums and just does things at a very high level, at the way that I think every artist should strive for.
There was a little boy once upon a time who inspired a young age. Small size needed a man. For every copper penny and clover he would find. It is the bitter days, the end of our times for no one. Cold feet, cold, 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 cold feet. His clothes were always clean, his face was always sweet. There was food on the table, enough to fill him up. His house was full of light.
separates whites from blacks. Choose sides. Run for your lives. Tonight the riots begin. Back streets of America, they kill the dream of America. Little black girl gets assaulted, ain't no reason why. Newsprints a story, racist members fight. Next day starts a riot, knives and guns are drawn. Two black boys get killed, one white boy goes blind. Across the lines, who would dare to go under the bridge, over the tracks, separates white from black. Suicides, running for your life. Tonight the riots begin. Back streets of America, they kill the dream of America. Little black girl gets assaulted, no one know her name. Lots of people hurt and angry, she's the one to blame. Across the line, who would dare to go under the bridge, over the tracks, separates whites from blacks. Suicides, running for your lives. Tonight the riots begin. Back streets of America, they kill the dream of America.
You're listening to Color Me Country, and today we are enjoying the music and songwriting and heart of Tracy Chapman. So, what does this moment mean? What does this all mean? Like, what is the point of all of this? And so, there are many arguments that can be made about black art and it being co-opted by white bodies. And that would be a fair argument, and that would be a very real argument. But to me, I think the positive spin of everything that is happening right now is this. If you create your art at an extremely high level, and you don't worry about when it becomes famous or how it's going to get to people or if it's going to be big or whatever, you're just creating just for the sake of creation, cream can't help but rise to the top. And so this was inevitable. Having a number one, having this success, having a whole new generation find out who she is and start looking into her catalog and listening to more of the songs, I think is the goal. I think it is the treasure. It is what she deserves. And it's something that we all, as artists, should strive for. It's not the Grammy. It's not necessarily the money. It's the fact that you have created art that 30 some odd years later still matters. Fast Car could have been written last week. Talking About a Revolution could have been written last week. All of these songs are just as relevant now as they were then. And I think that's the lesson. That's what's important. That's the thing that I take away from this as a songwriter, as an artist.
Oh, my mama told me that she said she learned the hard way. Said she wanna spare the children. She said don't give us a soul away, 'cause all that you have is your soul. Don't be tempted by the shiny apple. Don't you ever be afraid. Hunger on taste of justice. Hunger only for a world of truth, 'cause all that you have is your soul. I was a young girl once. I had dreams, I had high hopes. Married a man who stole my heart away. Gave his love, but what I price of it. All that you have is your soul. Don't be tempted by the shiny apple. Don't you eat every bit of it. Hunger only for a taste of justice. Hunger only for a truth. All that you have is your soul. Why was I such a young fool? And I make history, making babies the best I could do. I knew something could be mine forever. Another hard way when can't possess another. All that you have is your soul. Don't be tempted by the shiny apple. Don't you eat every bit of fruit. Hunger only for a taste of justice. Hunger only for a world truth. All that you have is your soul. I thought I could find a way. Be the system, make a deal and have no debts to pay. Take it all, had to run away. Leave myself, first class and first rate. All that you have is your soul. Don't be tempted by the shiny apple. Don't you eat every bit of it. Hunger only for a taste of justice. Hunger only for a world of truth. 'Cause all that you have is your soul. Here I am, I'm waiting for a better day. A second chance, a little luck to come my way. Hope to dream, I hope that I can sleep again. Awake in a world with a clear conscience and clean hands. 'Cause all that you have is your soul. Don't be tempted by the shiny apple. Don't you eat every bit of it. Hunger only for a taste of justice. Hunger only for a world of truth. All that you have is your soul. Oh, my mama told me, 'cause she said she learned the hard way. Say she wanna spare the children. She say don't give a say soul away. 'Cause all that you have is your soul. All that you have. All that you have. All that you have. Is your soul.
And then the bigger question is, why have there only been 2 black women to write a #1 song in country music? Because it's not like there's a lack of talent. It's not like there's a lack of creativity. And, you know, I'm actually shocked that no other artist has ever covered this. No other country artist has covered this song before. Because, like, this is a country song, if ever there was a country song. But I think that that's a question that only the industry can answer. And the thing that I'm going to be really excited about and jumping up and down is when a black woman is able to write and perform her #1 song. That's the thing I'm looking forward to. And until then, we're just going to keep celebrating Tracy and and celebrating Tracy's moment because she deserves it. And she deserves it before she dies. So that's what we're doing today.
Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn my back around. Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn my back around. Said I don't wanna leave you lonely. You gotta make me change my mind. Baby, I got your number. Oh, and I know that you got mine. You know that I called you. I called you many times. You can call me, baby. You can call me anytime. You got to call me. Give me a reason to stay here, and I'll turn right back around. Give me a reason to stay here, and I'll turn right back around. Said I don't wanna leave you lonely. You gotta make me change my mind. I don't want no one to scream at. They might take away my life. I don't want no one to scream at. They might take away my life. I just want someone to hold me. Oh, and rock me through the night. The youthful heart can love you, yes, and give you what you need. I said this youthful heart can love you, oh, and give you what you need. But I'm too old to go chasing you around, wasting my precious energy. Give me one reason to stay here, yes, and I'll turn right back around. Give me one reason to stay here, oh, I'll turn right back around. Said I don't wanna leave you lonely. You gotta make me change my mind. Baby, just give me one reason. Oh, give me just one reason why. Baby, just give me one reason. Oh, give me just one reason why I should stay. Said I told you that I love you, and there ain't no more to say. Two weeks in a Virginia jail for my lover, $20,000 bail for my lover, Everybody dies on the field. They don't get any love from you. Things you won't do for love. Climb a mountain if I had to. It's my life, so I can have you. Every day I'm psychoanalyzed for my lover, up and I tell them lies. For my lover, everybody dies. I'm the fool. They don't get any love from you. Things we won't do for love. Climb a mountain if I had to. Risk my life so I could have you. Follow my heart, leave my head to wander. Deep in this love, no man can shake. Follow my heart, leave my mind to wander. Is this love worth sacrifices I made? 2 weeks in a Virginia jail for my lover, $20,000 bill for my lover. Every day I'm psychoanalyzed for my lover. Show me up and I tell her lies for my lover. Everybody dies. I'm free. They don't get any love from you. Things we won't do for love. Climb a mountain if I had to. Risk my life so I could have you.
Okay, so my closing thoughts, my parting thoughts for y'all. In 2023, we live in a moment where art has to be contained in 140 characters or less, or in a 30-second dance clip on TikTok. And so it makes for art that is extremely temporary and shallow and not lasting. This is not music that we're going to be thinking about 30 years from now, 40 years from now. And it does the artist a disservice because you're not fostering the next Tracy Chapman. You're not growing the next Bruce Springsteen. You're not giving space and giving room to the next Joni Mitchell because it's got to be catchy enough for some 12-year-old somewhere to make a little dance. And so I'm going to leave y'all with 2 quotes from Tracy Chapman herself. And they are, "My role is just to try to do my best, making the music and making records and performing. It was a gift to have had the success I had with the first record because